Hey everyone, it's a sunny day. It is February 11th, and I thought I would walk out here and show everyone what we're up to. It's definitely been a minute since we've been on here, but I want to show where we're starting and try to document better this season about how our garden goes. So we are not yet planting for spring, but we are about to. Our goal is to try to get onions and potatoes in the ground this weekend because we try to get them planted between Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day. So we haven't done any work since the end of season, since last frost, and you get to see the mess that we're starting with. So here we go. This is where we had cut flowers, which they were not the best this year. We were using a lot of save seed. We didn't spend any money on flowers because, to be quite frank, we barely had a garden last year. Everything we used was old seed, what we had left over. We tried to place the smallest order possible. Those are our tomatillos. We had fall broccoli and cauliflower here. The broccoli did really well for fall. The cauliflower, not so much. You can see these little Punta Verdes that we did not get a chance to pick. Frost hit them. We probably could have harvested those even though they're on the real small side, but we missed it. We had our determinate tomatoes here, and these are our peppers. Part of the work to get cleaned up is going to be to clear out all these structures, pull all these plants, work on all these cold weather weeds. We did not get it tarped like we wanted to. We do have some leeks going. They should perk up. This is a section that we haven't been through in a very, very, very long time. We have grapevines that just don't do very well. We have these big paths because we used to have it covered in grass and we mowed, but then when we got tarps, we tried tarping it and 2020 hit and we've had a hard time getting wood chips. So they've stayed tarped, but we've kind of neglected this perennial part of our garden. Our raspberries, they get overgrown with weeds, and there are more poke salad plants than raspberry plants. These are blueberries. Last year I showed a video talking about how they've been neglected too. We've lost a few plants. We used to have 4. We're down to 2 good looking ones, but you can see there's just so many weeds they get choked out. That's one of the problems with this section and why we've kind of neglected it and gotten overwhelmed with it, because we set it up so that we would have perimeter beds. The problem with being in town is that everybody's weeds, everybody's overgrown things, especially next to the fence or the border of their property, kind of encroaches on our space, and those little perimeter beds don't do as well as we'd like. And then this fence, we've had these beds in for a really long time, but the fence is only a couple of years old. What we found, our strawberries and our asparagus that were planted along here once the fence went up, they just haven't done very well. So we're having to rethink how we do this section, but our figs continue to do well. It's just a mess to get back here. And they're died back. We don't have leaves on them yet. Our fig plants inside, we have starts and we have a container fig. It's got leaves. That's our asparagus. And there's the main garden. That was our first section that we did. Our first 5 beds and the perimeter around it. It's pretty messy. We're going to have to clean that up. That's where our bitter melon usually volunteers itself. It grows really well right there. yeah, just a lot of mess to clean up. When it looks like this, it feels really overwhelming. It's kind of hard to start, but once we start making some progress, we clean some things out, it looks so much better. That's our garlic. Little bits of green. Here's something we don't like to show. This is our completely dysfunctional compost. We still use it, obviously, but because of its location, first, it's kind of hard to get to. Second, it's right next to the neighbor, and they have privet that comes up. We have lots of Bermuda that wants to creep over, and it is just completely attached to the bottom of our compost. So it's really dysfunctional. We need to move it. Because we placed it kind of at the end of our main garden, it's not real easy to get in here and to turn the piles. So, you know, we have this very small amount of space, just our pathway. I think it's maybe a 3-foot path. It makes it hard to come in here and turn it, and you know, it's also one of the things that kind of is lower on the list. You know, you just saw the big mess that we're starting with. It's gonna be hard to prioritize this. And strawberry cages, these are done. They do not work anymore. They've fallen over. We need to take it out. The strawberries actually don't even do very well here because of that fence, and it just didn't work. We had weed fabric down. Things would grow onto the weed fabric, but it did keep the squirrels out. So there was a period where we were able to harvest strawberries here, but that needs to be redone. That's another one of the embarrassing parts of our garden. It's the ugly side, but you know, life happens and we get to what we can get to. And so that's where we're starting from. I really wanted to get that on film because I feel like, you know, sometimes we see pictures of other people's garden, or you see us in the spring or the beginning of summer. By midsummer, we're usually fighting weeds pretty bad. But, you know, we all kind of start from a mess, and we just have to put our head down, do little bits at a time, and get going. And I'm excited to show everybody what happens when we put a little bit of work in, do a little bit of cleanup, and see what we can produce in our little tiny in city limits backyard. So